Harbor Day, or National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, is observed on December 7th annually in the United States to remember and honor the 2,403 United States Navy servicemen who were tragically killed in the Japanese surprise attack on Pearl Harbor in Hawaii on December 7th, 1941. Which led to the United States declaring war on Japan and therefore entering World War II. Now, Pearl Harbor is the largest natural harbor and naval port on the Hawaiian island of Oahu, located 8 miles west of Honolulu, the capital of Hawaii, and it is the headquarters of the U.S. Navy's Pacific Fleet. Famed for its once abundance of pearls, the place was named as Pearl Harbor. Now, it's time for a little bit of history to explain why Japan decided to do this. In the late 19th century, the Empire Japan adopted a Western-styled constitution, that's pretty ironic, and pursued rapid industrialization and modernization. By 1930s, the Japanese had built a moderately advanced industrial economy. And as Japan had a few natural resources, many of its burgeoning industries had to rely on raw materials like coal or iron ore or steel scrap or petroleum, etc. And all of this was imported straight from the US or from some European colonies out in Southeast Asia. Without access to these imports, Japan's industrial economy wouldn't be able to survive. It would collapse. So, Japan had embarked on an aggressive military expansion in Asia, specifically China and British-controlled territories like Hong Kong and Singapore, and then French Indochina and the Dutch East Indies. Obviously, the United States didn't like this Japanese quest of occupying the US's allies' territories, but still, the US had stayed neutral. By the summer of 1941, though, the US had cut off most trade with Japan as a form of protest against Japan's belligerence, which was backfiring, and diplomatic relations between the two nations were very, very tense. So, while Japanese diplomats were still talking about peace in Washington, D.C., in the early morning of December 7, 1941, the Japanese Imperial Navy, containing 6 aircraft carriers, carrying around 400 fighter planes and 5 midget submarines, carried over a surprise attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, killing 2,403 and injuring 1,178 American Navy servicemen. This attack sank 4 U.S. Navy battleships and damaged 4 others. It also damaged 3 cruisers and 3 destroyers, 1 mine layer, and more than 350 planes were destroyed or damaged. And the battleship USS Arizona was basically completely wrecked and havocked, as 1,100 of its servicemen were killed in the attack. This was the worst attack on the United States in its entire history at that time. In addressing the joint session of Congress, the US President Franklin D. Roosevelt declared that that date, December 7th, 1941, will live in infamy. This attack prompted the United States to officially enter World War II by declaring war on the Empire of Japan, unifying all Americans in their determination to fight and win the war. Then, we all know what was the outcome of the World War II, as the United States of America and its allies won over the Axis powers and peace prevailed. Coming to the commemoration of these U.S. Navy servicemen who were killed in the Pearl Harbor attack on December 7, 1941. President Bill Clinton in 1994 signed the proclamation declaring that December 7th was the Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. And since then, every year, December 7th is celebrated as Pearl Harbor Day. On December 7th, the American flag is flown at half-staff until sunset in the schools, offices, and other establishments around the country. And ceremonies are actually held annually at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. Today, Pearl Harbor still remains an active military base, still the headquarters of the Pacific Fleet, and a National Historic Landmark that's home to unique attractions, including the memorial to the USS Arizona and the museum ship USS Missouri, the former site of the surrender of the Empire of Japan, which finally ended World War II. And that is the history and the aftermath of the Pearl Harbor attack of December 7th, 1941. Thanks so much for watching. If you like my videos, then make sure to subscribe and don't forget to click the bell icon so you don't miss my new videos every time I upload. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Love you, Akash.